President Trump comes out today and he's threatened to veto the stimulus package that we received that was approved by Congress that's going to give every family, I think, under $75,000, $60,000 a year. So today on this episode, we're going to talk about him possibly vetoing this 2024, what I believe is going to happen. We're going to talk about gold and stimulus, where the stimulus, where will the stimulus checks go? We're going to talk about having a little tack a little bit and companies that will benefit the most from this. But if you haven't done so already, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages, if you haven't done so already, go ahead.
Hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell icon. Hit that like, comment, and share button.
I want to say this first. Tomorrow, Thursday, at 6 p.m. Eastern. Tomorrow, Thursday, Christmas Eve, 6 p.m. Eastern. I will be live on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, and I will have my phone set up to where you can call in. And if you call in and answer a financial question, I'm going to cash out $40 to 4 people and to commemorate passing over 40,000 subscribers on YouTube alone. So just on my YouTube channel, I crossed over 40,000 subscribers into I know it's not much, but my way to say thank you, I'm going to give 4 people $40 on Christmas Eve. You call in, you're going to have the chance to talk to me. I'm going to talk to you about whatever. And if you answer the financial question, I'm going to cash app you $40 right then and there. All right. That's my way to say thank you on Christmas Eve and the holiday season. But if you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, comment, and share button. And I know I haven't given my intro. This is Welcome to the Investor Show. As always, this is your gracious host, the Prince of Investing, Prince Dykes, coming to you guys and girls live all the way from the beautiful city and state of Denver, Colorado. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, comment, and share button. And as always, I don't have a lot of time, and I definitely know you guys and girls don't have a lot of time, so we're going to jump straight into it. If you're catching this live, hit that comment box. Tell me where you're from. Let's have a conversation. But the first thing we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and we're going to put out what did President Trump say. We're going to put out, this is a statement from the president, and we're going to talk about how this pertains to investors. All right. Hey, how you doing, Ms. Freema? How you doing? Al, what's going on? What's going on? This is the Sexy Mama Land. Happy holidays. Happy holidays to you as well. Miss Jacqueline Golden, how are you doing? How you doing? Thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow for me to give away $40 to 4 people live here on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube to commemorate passing 40,000 subscribers on Christmas Eve live, 6 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. All right, so let's get to it. Let's see what President Trump said. Let's play this.
Fellow Americans, today I want to explain to you why I am so determined to pursue every legal and constitutional option available to stop the theft of the presidential election. As president, one of my most solemn duties is to protect the integrity of your sacred right to vote. This year, using the virus as a pretext, Democrat officials in the key swing states illegally violated their own state laws in order to enable, encourage, and facilitate fraud on a scale never before seen in the history of our country. The truth is, we won the election by a landslide. We won it big. Today, I'm going to give you the facts that every American needs to know. Let's go back to the night of the election. By midnight, we had a commanding lead in the swing states. We won Florida by a record number of votes. We won Ohio by a record number of votes. And likewise, we won Iowa by 8.2%. Far different than the false narrative portrayed in the media. We were up by 293,000 votes in Michigan, 112,000 votes in Wisconsin, 356,000 votes in Georgia, and nearly 700,000 votes in Pennsylvania, all swing states. These numbers were absolutely impossible for Joe Biden to overcome, and the Democrats knew it. And everybody forecasting knew it and understood it well. Our nation's greatest political professionals were calling to congratulate me on our victory. Then suddenly everything started to disappear. Everything started to change. The vote counting abruptly stopped in multiple states. In the middle of the night, a series of massive and statistically inconceivable vote dumps overturned the results in state after state. At 6:31 a.m., very early in the morning, Michigan suddenly reported 147,224 votes, 94% for Biden, 6% for Trump. At 4:42 a.m., Wisconsin reported 143,200.
Now give me 1 second here. Let me.
179.
I don't want to play this one. I think I might have got the wrong one on his Twitter. This one he's talking about the voter fraud. Y'all give me 1 second. Escape. No, I don't want to see that one. I want the one he just put out today. Here we go. Sorry about that, y'all.
COVID relief legislation in an effort to relief. Throughout the summer, Democrats cruelly blocked COVID relief legislation in an effort to advance their extreme left-wing agenda and influence the election. Then, a few months ago, Congress started negotiations on a new package to get urgently needed help to the American people. It's taken forever. However, the bill they are now planning to send back to my desk is much different than anticipated. It really is a disgrace. For example, among the more than 5,000 pages in this bill, which nobody in Congress has read because of its length and complexity, it's called the COVID Relief Bill, but it has almost nothing to do with COVID. This bill contains $85.5 million for assistance to Cambodia, $134 million to Burma, $1.3 billion for Egypt and the Egyptian military, which will go out and buy almost exclusively Russian military equipment, $25 million for democracy and gender programs in Pakistan, $505 million to Belize, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua, and Panama. $40 million for the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C., which is not even open for business. $1 billion for the Smithsonian, and an additional $154 million for the National Gallery of Art. Likewise, these facilities are essentially not open. $7 million for reef fish management, $25 billion to combat Asian carp, $2.5 billion to count the number of amberjack fish in the Gulf of Mexico, a provision to promote the breeding of fish in federal hatcheries, $3 million in poultry production technology, $2 million to research the impact of down trees, $566 million for construction projects at the FBI. The bill also allows stimulus checks for the family members of illegal aliens, allowing them to get up to $1,800 each. This is far more than the Americans are given. Despite all of this wasteful spending and much more, the $900 billion package provides hardworking taxpayers with only $600 each in relief payments. And not enough money is given to small businesses, and in particular restaurants, whose owners have suffered so grievously. They were only given a deduction for others to use in business their restaurant for 2 years. This 2-year period must be withdrawn, which will allow the owners to obtain financing and get their restaurants back in condition. Congress can terminate it at a much later date, but 2 years is not acceptable. It's not enough. Congress found plenty of money for foreign countries, lobbyists, and special interests, while sending the bare minimum to the American people who need it. It wasn't their fault. It was China's fault, not their fault. I am asking Congress to amend this bill and increase the ridiculously low $600 to $2,000 or $4,000 for a couple. I'm also asking Congress to immediately get rid of the wasteful and unnecessary items from this legislation and to send me a suitable bill or else the next administration will have to deliver a COVID relief package, and maybe that administration will be me, and we will get it done. Thank you very much.
All right. So that is President Trump. Still President Trump is talking about the COVID relief package or whatnot, or whatever the case may be. Now, this is my thought process. We're going to go through a couple things here to talk about that. Now, I did highlight a couple of you guys and girls' comments. You know, y'all can comment and things like that or whatnot. But the first thing I want to bring up is I think he's going to veto the relief package. The first thing you got to keep in mind is President Trump has just vetoed the defense budget. So he just vetoed a defense budget of $740 billion, if I'm not mistaken. So what this is going to do, I think that this relief bill, he's asking Congress to say, hey, let's change those stimulus checks from $600 to $2,000. Why are we giving money to all these other places? Granted, I'm not a politician. I don't know the integrates behind why do we give money to so many other countries. But if I was a betting man, knowing what I know, I think that the Democratic side and the liberal side or whoever in Congress, they know that getting funding for these particular things, this is the only way to be able to make it happen. So they're looking at it. Why we have the momentum, let's just put a bunch of other, it don't take a rocket science. Like a guy said the other day, it doesn't take a rocket science to look at and say, we have 328 million Americans in America, right? If you take 328 million Americans and you gave them a $600 stimulus check, guess what? You still are missing like $800 billion. Where's the other $800 billion going? And that's exactly what he was saying. Like all of this crazy stuff that's in there. Why do we have this in there? Let's give people more money. So I think that he's going to I think he's probably going to veto this bill, which is going to be, this is going to put uncertainty into the market. He's probably going to veto this bill because he's going to want Congress to go back and give people more money and to get rid of all the other stuff. That's my first take. The second thing is 2024. This is my belief. I think that President Trump is going to be back in 2024. I think this 4 years is going to go by fast, and within like 2 years, he's going to be campaigning for 2024. Why do I think that? Right now, he's what we call a lame duck. And as a lame duck, he's still fighting the election. He's still fighting everything. So I think that he's going to be back in 2024. And, you know, that's just my thought process. He's still running. He's still pushing. Now we're going to get into gold and stimulus. Gold and stimulus. Oh, what we got here? Woke One. Woke One says, hope he vetoes it. $600 citizen, but sending money overseas is inexcusable. I agree. Right? And I'm going to get political here for a second. President Trump, when I heard him do this speech and listen to what he's saying, he makes a lot of sense. No American is going to disagree. And I said, well, you know what? It seems like he really cares for America. Why did he lose the election? I'm no political science guy. It's not a political show. I think this is something that I had to learn serving in the military. As you move up in the ranks and things like that, you learn that it's not about what you say, it's how you say it. Tact. I think President Trump lacks tact. For a prime example, listening to his 4-minute speech, he said great things on the economy. I agree with him. Like, why are you sending money overseas when we have problems here? But there's one piece in there when he said, hey, why are we sending money overseas? It's not the Americans' fault. It's China's fault. It's the Chinese virus, right? Which we all know that could be his opinion. That could be what he thinks. I don't know if that's 100% true or not. And it's not my job to figure that out. But the way he said it, the way he goes out, the way he said it in the midst of everybody, it automatically swings people, rubs people the wrong way. Not saying it's the right thing, but I think what he does, he says something so brilliant. Like, hey, why are we sending money overseas? I don't want everybody to get $600. I want them to get $2,000, right? Who wants a $2,000 check? And type it in the comment box, right? I'm right there with Max B when he said he wanted $2,000. But it's the way he went about saying it is that I think that throws out a lot of the good stuff that he does, right? So that's just my personal opinion. But now we're going to get into gold and stimulus. We're going to get into gold and stimulus. Then we're going to talk about where would the stimulus checks go. Then we're going to look at companies that would benefit the most from these stimulus checks and how investors can put themselves in front of the ball or where the money's going to go. So let's talk about gold and stimulus. But before I get in there, let's see what you guys are saying on Facebook. Somebody on Facebook says, I think he will getting in the way of, I think he was getting in the way of vaccinations. I don't know. I mean, that could be a point. It's a good point. He said, yeah, he stayed trolling. Yeah, just the way his tack. I think that's one of the things that got him out because economically, he did well in the economy. He did well for money, and then for him to go out knowing that his time as president, he has less than 30 days, and he's telling everybody, hey, I want everybody to get $2,000 checks, and stuff like that. That's why I feel as though, hey, he's showing that, hey, you know what? Even though I'm on my way out of here, I'm still fighting for the American people. But then again, he threw a jab in there at China. That's just Trump being Trump. I just realized that. That's just him being him. And to be 74, 75 years old, for him to be talking about the election at this time, and he has billions of dollars, go off and live your happy life. But I think he's going to be back in 2024. All right. So gold and stimulus. We all know every time a stimulus, I think he's going to veto this stimulus package. And I think he's going to veto it. I don't think Congress is going to. Now, Congress has a possibility of overriding him. Congress can't override him, right? So you got to think about it. The Republicans don't want to spend a lot of money. Democrats want to spend a lot of money. Trump is saying $600 is too low. I don't think he'll get to $2,000. I think they may reach a common ground around about $1,000. But we all know this. When a stimulus package is, when they pass this almost $1 trillion stimulus package, this is going to send the stock market up in most cases, and it's going to send gold up. Why will gold go up? Because we're printing money. We're printing money and we're sending it to people. And this is not good in the long run for the economy because we're increasing our debt. But, this is hard times. So as the stimulus package gets passed, watch for gold to go up. Gold, how can you invest in the gold? Of course, you can buy physical gold, but I'm not very fond of buying physical gold. Why not? I mean, maybe in a certain point in my life, I will buy more physical gold. Physical gold, I lose the security of it. Say if someone breaks into my house, they steal my gold or whatnot, then I lose liquidity. Let's say if I want to trade my gold in, I have to go to a store or a bank or to trade it in or whatnot. That's why I'm not crazy about that. But if you want to add it a simple way, if you have a Robinhood, a TD Ameritrade, E-Trade, the simplest way is to jump into gold, and the cheapest way is with IAU. That's I as in India, A as in Alpha, U as an umbrella. So as the stimulus packages, if it is approved, I don't think it'll be approved in his presidency. I don't think Congress, I think he's going to veto it. I don't think Congress is going to be able to override him. And I think it's going to get prolonged and it's going to go up under President Biden. That's my belief. I'll be very shocked if Congress says, yes, you're right. Trump, can we meet you halfway? What about $1,000? And it goes through. If it does, you're going to see gold go up because we're printing more money. And as we print more money, we put that into people's pockets. Now, next question. That leads right into our next question. When you print money and you put it into people's pockets, what does that mean? What do you think this money is going to go to? I think it's going to be 3 tiers. The top tier of people, most of the money is going to go into consumption. For a prime example, right now, if you're living in a 1-bedroom apartment or a 2-bedroom apartment and you go out and buy a house, right? You go out and buy a house right now. Let's say right now you're living in a 1-bedroom apartment and you go buy a 3-bedroom house. The first thing you're probably going to do, you're probably going to end up spending and buying more junk to fulfill that house. What does that mean, Prince? That means that Americans are consumers. We buy a bunch of stuff we don't need. Look at my personal life. I've done it. I remember when I very first got married, we lived in a 2-bedroom apartment. We went from a 2-bedroom apartment to a 3-bedroom house, a small 3-bedroom house, to a 3-bedroom townhouse, which was bigger. Then we went to we purchased a 3-bedroom home eventually. Not a 3-bedroom, like a 5-bedroom home. But we end up purchasing, right? So we got this 5-bedroom home and we still have the same amount of people. It's me, my wife, and son. But we have all of this stuff in this house. Stuff, right? You just use more stuff, So we're consumers. I got stuff all in my garage. I got stuff all in my basement. I got stuff all over here. So, I ask myself, where does all this stuff come from? So usually we spend more when we have more. When you have more room, you have a tendency to buy more stuff to put in the house that you really don't need, right? So what I'm saying with that is that I think these stimulus checks, the people that will benefit will be retail, will be the number one industry that will benefit, will be retail. The top 3 companies in retail, y'all heard me when I did this, when I did a wish review. When you look at the wish review, the top 3 companies are Amazon, Alibaba, and Shopify. If you look at financials, the most financially stable company is Alibaba compared to the price of the stock. Alibaba is about $250, right? Compared to its revenue, about last year they reported revenue around about $22 billion in revenue. A Chinese company, but versus Amazon, which is about $3,000, and it's trading for 700 times its earnings or whatnot. No, 900 times its earnings. Versus Amazon is only trading, not Amazon, but Shopify is trading for 700 times its earnings. But Alibaba is only trading for 300 times its earnings. So financially stable, you're looking at Alibaba. If you want that momentum, you're looking at Amazon. And Amazon is a dog, and it is competing. But if you're looking at the revenue, you're looking for the financially sturdy person. The money, I believe the stimulus checks are going to end up in Amazon, Shopify, and Spotify's hands. That's my belief, right? The retail industry, I think, will probably end up doing it. So it's top 3 people. Number 1, you have consumers, right? Most people are going to spend their money. They're going to consume stuff. They're going to buy stuff or whatever the case may be. Number 2, you're going to have the savers. Well, the savers / bill pay. Some people are going to be like, hey, you know what? I can pay down on my bills. I can pay down on my car note. I can pay my car off. I can pay my credit card off or whatnot. That's number 2. Or you're going to have some people who are going to save for a rainy day. That's number 2, tier 2. Number 3, the smallest percentage, I probably say less than 5% of people will look towards investing. If we got $1,000, $200,000, not $1,000 or $2,000 stimulus check, the smallest group of people are going to invest. Number 1, people are going to go buy stuff. Number 2, you're going to have people that are going to go pay off bills and save. And number 3, you're going to have people that are going to actually look to invest. The guys and girls that are tuning in today, you're probably going to invest. If it was my bet, I think you should do a mixture of all 3. We only have one life. If it's something that you want to buy, you always want to buy those pair of shoes that make you feel happy a little bit. Go ahead and do it. Don't sit here and be too strenuous. We don't know how long life is going to be, and you got to think about what you want to do, right? Number 2, you're going to have the number 2 person who's going to save and invest. I think you should spend a little bit, save, pay off some debt, and you should invest. That's my belief, right? That's what I'm going to do if I was to qualify to get a check, right? That's what I would do. So here we go here. Okay, Woke One said, I prefer JR gold mining ETFs. You're right. Gold mining, I forgot about it. Great one, Woke One. Gold mining ETFs is another way. When the stimulus checks, when we start printing out all this money, you may see it go into you may see gold run off in the gold ETFs, and gold mining usually run way higher than the gold ETFs. And you might see Bitcoin do something too. You might see the BTC cryptocurrency world may do something as well. But gold mining usually is going to be number 1, followed by the gold ETFs. So you always see this big run in silver, SLV, silver and gold are the ones that take off running when we get these stimulus checks passed. Somebody on Facebook said, I think so too. I think they're agreeing with what I'm saying, that the president has the power to veto, which I think he will veto. And then I think Congress can override a veto, but I don't think they're going to override the veto. And I think it's going to get passed off to President Biden, and who knows what may happen. So that's my honest belief. Because think about how long it took for us to even get to this point. Max B said, definitely put the money into the market. Yes. So investing should be your number 1 priority. Everybody already know that. That's why you are tuned into the Investor Show. So I don't think if you got a $600 check, an $800 check, I don't care. Pay yourself first. Put some money in the savings and invest. Me, on my personal life, there's not too many things in life right now that I wake up and I actually want. There's not a watch. I'm not a real big flashy person where I'm not a big fan of watches. I'm not a big fan of jewelry. I'm not a big fan of cars. Too funny. So there's not anything out there that I always wanted this. I've been blessed enough in life to get majority of the materialist. I'm not very materialistic, and the things that I desire materialistic, I've already had them. Can I have more and some other things? Yes, but I don't really have that desire. But I understand some people like pocketbooks and some people like shoes and clothes. Now, do I walk around and say, man, you know what, man, I really would love a pair of those shoes right there? I do, but I wear a size 15 shoe, and me walking into a store and picking out a shoe that I want in size 15 is probably not going to happen. So that's just me. So when I look at you guys and girls, be smart and know that, hey, consuming things is not the way to go. We have to invest our money. Savings, inflation is going to eat it alive. Have your emergency savings, pay down your debt, invest. That's all you can do. Invest, invest, invest. There's no way to change it. Investing is not an option. Inflation is killing savings. You can't save. So you don't have a choice. You have to invest. So if you get a stimulus check of any amount, already look to invest. Right now, Prince, I don't have the money. This is the time when you're tuning into the show. I'm giving it away to you. You're looking at where would the money go? Retail. What's going to jump up if stimulus checks come through? Boom. We're going to look at gold. It's probably going to take off, right? Now we're going to look at gold and gold ETFs and gold mining companies, right? Now, if you receive a stimulus check of any sort, you got to know if I save it, I'm going to lose it. I have to figure out some type of way to invest it. So these are the places you look to be in front of people. You know, retail is going to absorb majority of people's stimulus checks. All that money they give, that $150 billion they're going to pay out in stimulus, most of that is going to end up on earnings reports for Amazon, Alibaba, Spotify, and Walmart, and Target. And Costco's. Walmart, Target, Costco's, Amazon, Alibaba. So this is the way you're looking at it. Hey, I want to be in front of the ball. At least take, if you get $600, at least give a third of it to a third of it to your investments. If you receive a $600 for your children, no way in the world your child should not have an investment account. You know? And Wayne said, I don't think you qualify for a check, Prince. You know, but if I do get a check this way, I'm going to invest my check. I'm sorry. That's what I'm going to do. You're right, Woke One. Silver mining and gold mining companies. So you guys and girls already know that. Gold mining and silver mining companies and retail will take off once we have a stimulus plan. Because where would that money go? Money is like energy, right? It doesn't disappear. It just transfers. So when that check comes to your account, I guarantee you 99% of Americans who receive $1,200, I guarantee you they don't know what they don't know what that $1,200 is today. And I guarantee you it's somewhere in retail. One place I do waste money on eating out. I do that. I do waste money on eating out. But that's that. I just thought about that. I will waste money on that. But that's about it. So, ladies and gentlemen, while y'all are out here, I want you guys and girls to think about it. If you receive a stimulus check, what you're going to do. All right. So before I head out of here, let's do a recap over today's show. And make sure y'all tune in tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm going to be live sharp at 6 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to be doing a live episode just like this, but I'll be showing my face. It'll be Christmas Eve. Hopefully, you guys and girls can join me. I'm going to be giving away $40 to 4 people to commemorate crossing over 40,000 subscribers on YouTube. It's been something I've been thinking about. I wanted to give back. I wanted to give stocks. I wanted to do some other things, but I didn't want it to be too convoluted. You know, if I wanted to give away stocks, I would have had to find your brokerage account, do all this paperwork, and then I had to wait if it's going to get in there. I didn't want to do all that. I wanted to be able to give people, you know what, the investor show going to be doing a stimulus. It ain't going to be like the President Trump's stimulus, but we're going to give away $40 to 4 people at least, maybe more, but you got to tune in. I'm going to give away cash as a way of saying thank you to everybody that's been rocking with me for all these years, catching my lives, watching me live. As y'all know, my shows don't have a set time. They don't have a set date. I go live. You guys and girls been rocking with me for so long, for 7 years, pushing me over 40,000 subscribers. So on YouTube alone, not YouTube, 40,000, 20,000 on Instagram. I can't remember how many that's on the podcast that are tuning in. So my way of saying thank you is Christmas Eve. I'm in the Christmas spirit. I want to give away some cash. I'm going to be here live And if you answer a financial question, are you going to be able to call in and talk to me? If you answer the financial question, I'm going to give you the cash live. So I'm going to be there live. Hopefully you can join me. And if y'all don't show up to take my money, then I guess I just have to go buy me some more stocks. I'll probably buy me some CrowdStrike stock. But, But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let me see what y'all say in the comments before I get out of here. Lucky's mom said, I'm late, but I will watch the recap. No problem. No problem. Max B said, might have to get a gold chain. Wokhorn said, 14K gold, 5.85 gold. Okay, nice. Gold, okay. Lucky's mom said, I'm too late. I catch the recap. Yes, catch the recap. Quick little recap here, ladies and gentlemen. We think President Trump, we just played his video. I played the wrong video in the beginning, but I got it right. Him talking about, he asking Congress to raise the stimulus checks, right? With President, what he's doing, I think he's going to be back in 2020 and 24. And I think he lost the presidency a lot due to his tact, a way of going about doing things. He said some good things in that clip. He's really looking out for Americans over everybody else. I appreciate that. But I think the way he does things, the way he kind of trolls and attacks people is what people don't like. We talked about gold and stimulus. We talked about when stimulus packages are passed, gold starts to rev up. Gold mining stocks, gold ETFs. You can invest into gold ETFs and gold mining stocks. That's what's probably going to push up if we have this happen. Now, we talked about a veto. I think President Trump is going to veto the COVID relief bill, and I think it's going to go back to Congress. I don't think Congress is going to be able to override his veto. President Trump is going to be out, and I think it's going to lay on the lap of President Biden. What else we talked about? If we do get these stimulus checks, if it's $600 or if it's $2,000 and it comes into your household, or as it comes into your household or whatever the case may be, what's going to automatically going to happen is these stimulus checks, where will they go? I said they will go to 3 places. Number one, people will consume and they will buy more things, right? People will buy a bunch of stuff. And I think the retail industry will be right there. Target, Walmart, Amazon, Alibaba, Spotify. I think they're going to be the winners of the stimulus checks. When people get these stimulus checks, they're going to buy a bunch of stuff. The second tier people are going to save and pay off some bills. And then the third layer of people, the very, 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 very small amount, the people that are tuned in today, they're going to be the ones that's going to go out and buy companies. Oh, I didn't speak about this. I almost forgot about this. The companies that will benefit the most from the stimulus. The companies that will benefit the most from the stimulus package are travel and restaurants. It's like a rubber band. The greater the pullback, the greater the comeback. The greater the pullback, the greater the comeback. So who've had the greatest pullbacks? Airlines and restaurants have been beaten up the most. So they're going to be the ones that's going to benefit the most from the stimulus relief. So you can see some benefits there. As an investor, you're looking at restaurants, travel, which is like airlines, which I have Southwest Airlines. Restaurants, I don't have anything. I don't really dabble in restaurants like that. Then you have gold ETF, gold mining companies. So those are the ways that I look at things that are going to benefit. All right. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let me get out of here. Let me see what y'all say in the comments before I take off. She said, enjoyed it as always. How you doing, Miss Jacqueline? Glad you enjoyed it. Miss Melanie, she says, hello, sir. Hey, how you doing out there in Miami, Florida, if I'm not mistaken. All right. But anyway, I will see you guys and girls tomorrow at 6 p.m. sharp for the cash giveaway. And it's going to be a show. It's going to be a conversation. We're going to talk, all of the good stuff like that. And I'm going to be giving away cash to say thank you guys and girls who've been supporting, hitting that subscribe button, the share buttons, and the like buttons, and the follow buttons, and the comments. That has gotten me to my point, got me to this point, and a way of saying thank you. I'm going to be giving away some cash live. I'm going to have the phone lines open, so it's going to be some fun. All right, so bring your eggnog. Let's come in tomorrow, and let's see who's going to get some cash. All right, until the next video, podcast, cartoon, or whatever else crazy you see me do around the globe. Peace. Be safe. I'm out. Thank you.